Welcome to another Demarcation Media Mega Construx review. Spartan Recon has been around for a long time. It's had a handful of different iterations, and it is back for Halo Infinite, and it looks a little odd. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I didn't like it at first. I thought it was terrible at first, but the more I look at it, and now I've seen the Mega Construx figures, it's growing on me a little bit. Now, as of right now, there are only 3 different Recon helmets for Halo Infinite. I say 3 helmets because this guy right here is a little odd. We'll talk about him in a minute. But so far, we've only gotten 3 unique helmets. Actually, I shouldn't even say that. That's just 3 in general. We haven't even gotten any repeats. So I almost didn't do a video about this just because there were so few, but I figured, the Recon deserves some attention too. So we're going to go through these guys one by one, take a look at them. But before we do that, I want to drop in a version of Recon from the previous games, like Halo 4 and 5. So here we go. Here is Spartan Madsen. He is wearing the Halo 4 and 5 version of Recon. And you can see that the Infinite version has been narrowed down significantly, like severely narrowed down to the point where it almost looks odd in some places. Very, very big change. Even a big change from the Halo 3 version of the Recon. That one was still a fairly wide helmet. And for some reason with Infinite, they've taken it and squished it down into this kind of very streamlined and round helmet. So a little odd, and that's kind of why it's taking so long for me to get used to it, because I really liked the design of the Halo 4 and 5 one. I think it looked great. So it was a little strange to see it squash down so much. So we'll go ahead and look at the Halo Heroes Recon first. This is Halo Heroes Series 12. And this was the first kind of look at the new Recon that we got. And this guy is strange because he is orange and blue. This orange matches the orange of the 2 Mark 7s we've gotten. The Platoon Pack one, and then the UNSC pack, the one that is super hard to find still. So you can mix and match with that guy. The odd thing about this guy is he has a silver wash, kind of like battle damage, on the blue, and on the blue only. It's a very interesting effect, and I'm not sure what Mega was going for. It's like, it looks cool, but why not over the orange too? So I don't really understand that, but they did some lights on the shoulders. Looks like that print was missed a little bit. Those are a little better. Chest, very nice print there. The head has a fair bit of print going on. The visor, all these little black attachment points and vents and all of it. Looks pretty decent. I mean, I don't really have any complaints with the way that Mega executed this. It's just a little hard to get used to this head. It almost doesn't look like it could fit a human head inside of it because of how narrow it is. It's growing on me, though. I hated this figure when I first saw it, and now I think he's actually pretty cool. So, I don't know. I guess I'll have to see some more of it once the game comes out and really decide if it's a good helmet design or not. The design of this AR, though, is fantastic. I have multiple of this AR because it's just so good. So overall, this guy is actually a great figure, despite being super bright colored and a little odd. But again, the narrowness of the helmet is not sure about it. This guy comes from the Banshee breakout, and he uses our kind of classic Spartan green. And he actually has almost as much print going on as the Heroes one. He has painted bullets on the arm. That surprised me when I got this guy. I was not expecting that. The chest has the black detail painted on it. He's got June's net camo piece. Goes all the way around to the back. It's all printed up. It looks fantastic. Default shoulder pad. If you've watched more of my videos, you'll know that I'm a big fan of that shoulder pad, even though it's a little bit bulky. Shock rifle, Volt Action, whatever it's actually going to be called, is the accessory. And he has kind of tan lower arms and tan lower legs. As is usual for this kind of green, it does have some variation, which is a bit of a bummer, but at this point, it's kind of just a given. So overall, another very nice figure. I overlooked this guy kind of at first because it took me so long to get the Banshee breakout, but he's a good figure. I definitely would recommend picking him up if you don't have him already. Okay, so then we have this guy, and this guy is a bit of an oddity because he is from the Spartan gear pack. Some of the shoulder armors are, and the helmet is, but the rest of the pieces, like the lower legs, lower arms, even the chest plate, those are all my own pieces, as is the weapon. That's the Series 11 Operator Splazer. You don't really have enough pieces to build this Recon from the gear pack unless you buy either multiples or you forego using the Commando helmet or one of the others. And right now I have a couple of those guys built up that I don't particularly want to take apart, and I had extra pieces. So I put this guy together. It matches pretty well. This is the Halo Heroes Series 12 Scorpion Punch Mark 7 chest plate, and the helmet matches perfectly with it. Kind of is a little hard to make him look down with this chest piece, but he can look up pretty well and from side to side, so not too limited. So this is not an official figure. This took a handful of figures to make, so don't expect to be able to put this guy together if you bought the gear pack. You could do something similar, and I think pairing the lower legs with as silver with the dark gray instead of yellow looks better. Personally, to me, that looks better because it blends with the visor. So this guy is kind of an odd one out. He's not really an official figure, but I do really like that kind of stealth look that this helmet has. So the ranking for these three are pretty easy. Halo Heroes obviously lands at the top just because it is a Halo Heroes figure, and as such, it got the little bit of extra care and attention that those figures tend to get. The green guy, though, is a very close second because his quality is almost the same. It's just the wash that this guy has, the silver kind of dry brushing stuff, that puts him in first. Again, I don't understand why they just did it on the blue, but I think it looks cool, so he gets first place. And then I put the gray dude in last because he is a cobbled together figure, and like I said, you cannot make that specific figure using only parts from the Spartan gear pack. That took about 3 other figures to make, and I had those pieces laying in my extras. So you can make something similar, and it looks really good, but he's kind of can look however you really want him to, and so he's out the last place just because there's only 3 of these guys, and these 2 beat him by far in terms of how put together they are. So I'm really kind of hoping that we do see more. As weird as this helmet looks, I would definitely like to see at least 1 or 2 more in some different colors. A red one, at the very least, a red one and a blue one would be very nice. So I hope they do that and not just leave it as this kind of tiny handful, because is there really any other Spartan that Mega has made that they only did 3 variations of? I think not. I think most of them get at least 4. So hopefully we will get some more. And let me know down in the comments, do you like this helmet? Do you think it looks weird? Are you kind of wishing they had kept the more classic look? I'm definitely curious. And which one of these guys would you rank first? I'll still have to see some more of it in Infinite to decide whether or not this is a really a good helmet or if it really is just too narrow. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.